watching East Tennessee weather. Weather when you want it.
All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday, everybody. Sure hope you had a great weekend. Real quick, this live segment right now is sponsored by Jiffy Lube Multi-Care. Did you know that Jiffy Lube Multi-Care has 9 locations around East Tennessee, Knoxville, Clinton, and Maryville? And they don't just do oil changes, by the way. They do everything. Visit my friends over at jiffylubeknoxville.com. Mention Witcher or Mike Witcher or this live segment, and you'll get $20 off. jiffylubeknoxville.com does more than oil changes, and it seems like it's the perfect time to get your car service as we are looking at a very busy travel week ahead. So how is everybody doing this morning? Did we have a good weekend? We finally have a little bit of active weather that's going to be working its way on into the area and some much needed rain. So as you step outside here this morning, it is a nice, quiet, overcast start to the day, but a nice little sliver of sunshine off in the distance from the Maryville area looking at the Smoky Mountains. And by the way, looking at those mountains right now, the winds are calm, but the wind will be on the increase throughout the day today and more so overnight tonight. So we do have a lot to talk about here this morning. So grab a cup of coffee, enjoy it. Here we go, my friends. Cheers to you. Let's talk about the weather ahead of us today and the coming week. And we're going to keep this a little bit longer. I'm going to go through the forecast today. We'll talk about the wind advisory, the high wind warning, but we're also talking about the big picture because a lot of you are going to be traveling for the upcoming week. And we do have a big bump in the road due to this cold front that's settling on into the area over the next 24 hours. So as you step outside this morning, it's a nice, quiet, and, chilly start to the day in places like Claiborne County and Campbell, Hawkins, and Hancock County. Temperatures are in the 30s. Elsewhere, we've got temps in the 40s across the Central Valley along the I-40 corridor, up and down the I-75 corridor, but it's closer to Chattanooga. Temperatures are even warmer. We're actually starting off with temps now in the low to mid-50s. So a nice, quiet, mild, but yet chilly start today. You'll need the jackets here today. Sunglasses, I think we're going to have some hit-miss sunshine throughout the day. Not abundantly sunny like what we saw yesterday, that is for sure. So as we get into the 10 and noon o'clock hour, how about those words? By noon today, I should say, we're going to see temps go from the 30s and 40s this morning. We'll climb into the low 60s. So our average for this time of year is in the upper 50s. We're going to be trending above average even by lunchtime. And it's going to be another warm and breezy day ahead of us today. Speaking of which, the National Weather Service has issued elevated the high wind watch that we had for the Smokies yesterday to a high wind warning. So a mountain wave event is setting up shop. What does that mean? That means very strong winds. We're going to see winds out of the mountains upwards of 25 to 40 miles per hour sustained and gusts up to 70 miles per hour across the highest peaks of the Smokies. We've got a big wind field moving its way in, and that's going to cause some issues across the mountains. 441 likely to be shut down from the national park, but of course we'll keep you posted on that. We also have a wind advisory over into the mountains of North Carolina, the Cumberland Plateau, and further to the west. So again, those winds are going to be out of the south and southeast, and because of that, that's going to make for some tough travel, especially overnight tonight. Not just because of the rain that we're expecting, but the wind. You can see how the wind is going to be increasing gradually throughout the day as we get into the afternoon. A little breezy, a little gusty. Not too terribly bad today, really. But as the cold front moves in overnight tonight, that's when those winds will start to crank up. So let's walk you through the latest futurecast. Going to have a couple of stray light showers first thing this morning for the first part of the day. Not expecting a whole lot. By lunchtime, we're going to see those temperatures climb. Like I said, we'll see a little bit of hit-and-miss sunshine by the lunch hour. But that really is going to be about the extent of it. Not looking at a huge chance for much rain. We're going to see more cloud coverage than anything else throughout the day today as well. So something to keep in mind as you travel out and about and hit the roads if that's what you're doing throughout the day today or even the evening hours. Today's going to be a decent travel day, but if you are traveling westbound on Interstate 40, here comes the rain. And again, I'll show you the big picture weather pattern for you travelers here, but if you're staying here locally, most of the day should be quiet and dry with those winds on the increase. It's going to be a warm one, too. Again, temperatures will be trending about 10 degrees above average throughout the day today. Again, not as much sun as we saw yesterday, but still a pleasant day. Actually, it's going to be warmer today. And if you have evening plans here tonight, which, by the way, I will announce that I am going to be hosting Light the Park over into the Farragut area. So Light the Park is going to be a great thing. It starts at 5 o'clock here tonight. And I'm emceeing the event. PBS is going to be out there tonight. They're going to be recording and filming the event. And then they're going to be airing it on December 2nd as a special. So join me tonight in Farragut for Light the Park tonight. Should be a great night for that, by the way, because temperatures will be nice and mild, and it really kicks off the holiday season. All right, your future cast will pick up our timeline at 7 o'clock tonight. Remember, I said mostly dry throughout the day today, but here comes the wind, and here comes the rain. Heavy rain, maybe a few thunderstorms, no severe weather threat here locally, although could see a couple of strong thunderstorms tomorrow over into North Carolina, South Carolina, parts of southern Georgia as the cold front swings through. 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, it is going to be soggy. So today is quiet and chilly this morning, mild and warm, breezy this afternoon, heavy rain and mild overnight tonight. The rain's going to be with us for the first half of our Tuesday, exiting after lunchtime from west to east. And that's going to bring us some much-needed rain. How much rain are we going to see out of the storm system? Oh, this is nice. Listen, we've only picked up about an inch of rain since September 1st, and we're likely to pick up about an inch of rain over the next 24 to about 36 hours. Your forecast tomorrow, if you're going to be traveling, I think if you want to travel, I'd say travel after lunchtime, as the rain will slowly come to an end, especially if you're traveling northwest or south. If you're traveling east, you'll continue to hang on to those rain showers throughout much of your commute or your travel plans tomorrow. It's still going to be a nice day tomorrow. Temperatures topping out in the mid-60s. Temps fall into the low 50s on Wednesday, but for Thanksgiving Day, we rebound back into the upper 50s. So a nice, quiet, chilly start to the day, and finally, some much-needed rain settles into East Tennessee. Good morning to you, Jennifer and Olivia and Wanda and Dawn. Glad everyone can join me here this morning. Remember, we're also broadcasting live on Amazon Fire Stick on the 24-hour live stream, which is available on easttnweather.com, and download the East Tennessee Weather app. Speaking of which, if you've not downloaded the app yet, now's the time to do it. I know it's been nice and quiet and warm and dry, so you've not really needed to use the app much, but now's the time to use that app. And so let's go ahead and walk you through that app for just a moment. If you go to East TN Weather on the App Store or the Google Play Store, I've also linked those. I put those links right here into the comments below or into the title on Facebook, anyways. And so just click on those with your cell phone if you don't have the app. But listen, as you travel, as storms start to fire up, as we get more active weather in the coming days. And again, it's been nice and quiet. The Futurecast and the radar, the interactive radar, is going to be your greatest tool. I also posted and sent out push alerts. So if you do have the app, you probably saw a push alert come through this morning talking about the daily forecast and the active pattern that's going to be working its way into the area. So East TN Weather is a one-stop shop for all the latest weather information, not just here locally, but if you travel, it travels with you as well. So if you are traveling to an area for the holidays and they are expecting any sort of inclement weather, you'll get push alerts, i.e. severe weather warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings, or winter storm warnings, or anything like that. Obviously, we're not talking about winter weather with this storm at all. All right, so now for the regional picture. If you happen to have travel plans across the region, maybe you're traveling today and or tomorrow, or you have friends and family coming to town, listen, could see some travel delays, especially anybody traveling via the interstate system. Now, again, if you travel on Interstate 40, I-20, I-10, Interstate 70 or 80 over the next 24 hours, that's going to be causing some trouble spots as a strong low-pressure system moves in. And traveling Interstate 40 as well, if you're staying across the state, or any of the east-west interstates, it's going to make for tough travel because those winds are going to be coming out of the south and cranking. And so if you drive a high-profile vehicle, a semi-truck or whatnot, or if you have friends and family that are going to be traveling, just know that it's going to be bumpy on the roads. We're not talking about speed bumps or even potholes. We're talking about the wind bouncing you around. So through the day tomorrow, the showers and thunderstorms will continue to slide off to our east. So again, if you're traveling tomorrow, I would say hold off until afternoon. And then you'll be able to travel north, south, or west. If you're traveling east over into the Carolinas or Virginia, You'll be chasing or following the cold front. You may be stuck in the rain if you leave too early, and that's why I said hold off until probably after lunchtime or shortly thereafter. But tomorrow evening into Wednesday, and of course Wednesday being a very busy travel day, we are talking about much, much better travel weather on Wednesday, and Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, should be just fine. But look at this wind field just cranking. Again, the strongest winds will be through the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning, and then we'll see a northwesterly flow, so still expected to be rather breezy throughout the day on Tuesday, and the wind should back off a little bit on Wednesday. But much needed rain in a drought-stricken community. Again, not just here locally, but around the entire region. So again, busy travel week. Everybody ready for Thanksgiving here this week? Have you bought the turkeys? Do you have the stuffing? Do you have all the potatoes and all the fixings? My family members, of course, remember we have 15 people in my house right now, and actually been pretty comfortable and pretty nice, and it's been fun watching the cousins play, and the adults get a chance to sit down and chat. That's what the season is all about, is hanging out with friends and family members, doing your Friendsgivings or your Thanksgivings. And man, I sure hope you have a wonderful and safe week. Don't forget, you can always go to easttnweather.com. Got updated information there as well. And also by downloading the East Tennessee Weather app. I do broadcast live every single day right around 7 o'clock in the morning. And so just check in with the latest forecast. If you don't want to mess around, that's where the daily forecast comes into play, where you can just click on the daily forecast button, which is available online and through the app as well. And you just get the weather information for the day. Now, this morning's daily forecast is a little bit longer due to the fact that we actually have some active weather moving through. Do we have any questions here this morning before we head off to the 24-hour live stream for a little bit? It is coffee time, my friend Linda. It is indeed. Cheers to you, Linda, and anybody else drinking coffee or tea or maybe hot cocoa this morning. There's nothing better than that. Good morning to you, Tammy and Betty and Dawn and Pat. Buck, sure hope you have a fantastic week. I really sure hope everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving. I know here we go, right into the stressful part of the season and part of the year. We've got our busiest shopping weekend of the year coming up, although I don't really know that Black Friday and the first weekend of after Thanksgiving is necessarily even... It used to be really busy. Remember Black Friday? You got the newspapers, got all the sales. You used to go line up in the stores. But now we kind of don't really do that anymore, do we? Because we do so much shopping online. So we just don't really have that same thing. But, all the Black Friday deals will be coming out here this week and for Friday as well. Let's see. Any questions? Good morning, Sneedville and Maryville. We've got great folks joining us from around East Tennessee. And listen, if you like what you see and you like what I do on a daily basis, I would love for you to share that with your friends and family members. If you have people coming to town, let them know about the app because I do have the cameras on there. And they get weather information not just here locally, but they can travel. If your mom and dad are coming to town, say, right? Or your kids are coming to town. Say, hey, download this app. When you go home, you can always keep track of the weather forecast here locally, but the app GPS is your location. So it's great weather information no matter where you go across the country. Again, share that with me if you don't mind. I would love to help to pass the word along. There's so many people out there that have no idea what I'm doing. I meet people every single day. Hey, where'd you go, Witcher? Where did you go? I didn't go anywhere. Some of you know that I didn't go anywhere, but some, for the most part, due to the fact that you're joining me here on Facebook this morning. But I'd love for you to share the word and the weather information that I'm trying to give each and every day. Again, remember, if you don't happen to have any plans tonight, we do have Light the Park here tonight. I'm emceeing the event, and it's a great event. It's at the park in Farragut, right next to it's right next to the library. How come I never can remember the library? Off of Campbell Station Road. So Light the Park starts 5 o'clock. It's going to be festive. We're lighting the lights here tonight. PBS is going to be there. They're going to be recording the special that will air on PBS after they put it together on December 2nd. And again, I'm going to be emceeing the event tonight, so I hope to see you there. If you do see me, by the way, I sure hope you say hi. Come give me a high five or a hug or something like that. I'm a hugger, and I like to talk to people, as you probably already know. So Light the Park tonight in Farragut. I'll be emceeing that event, and it should be a great night. Really should be a fantastic day, mostly today. If you have any ornaments out, or if you have any lawn art or decorations that you've already set up for the holidays, remember the wind's going to be cranking tonight, so something to keep in mind. Maybe pull some of that stuff in. But really, I sure hope you have a wonderful and safe week this week. I'll be back tomorrow morning. And don't forget, this live segment is sponsored by Jiffy Lube Multi-Care, 9 locations from Knoxville to Clinton, Maryville. Visit my friends at jiffylubeknoxville.com. Mention Witcher, and they'll give you $20 off your next service. Oh, by the way, they don't do more. They don't do just oil changes. They do a whole lot more. Have a great day, everybody. And breezy, or rather gusty at times, especially through the evening hours as we do make it into the mid to upper 60s. Speaking of the evening, by the evening rush hour, we're right around 66. By dinner time, we're at 60, and bedtime, we're down to about 58 degrees. We're going to continue this futurecast, talk about your 3-day forecast leading us into Thanksgiving Day. That's coming up in just about 5.5 minutes. All right, let's go ahead and pick up our timeline here by 7 o'clock tonight. And as we head through the overnight hours, that's when the wind picks up. That's when the heavy rain settles on in. It's going to make for a rather soggy start to our Tuesday morning, but much needed rain, no doubt. But the wind, as I mentioned, with the high wind warning and the wind advisory, most of that's going to be after midnight tonight and still a little breezy throughout the day tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, low temperatures, mild, but soggy and slow going, as we'll have the showers and maybe even a few rumbles of thunder as the cold front swings its way through the area. Now, by lunchtime, most of the rain will be on out, but we'll be seeing it exit across the eastern half of East Tennessee with some clearing skies or partial clearing on the backside of that. And that's when the northwesterly wind sets up shop and the cooler air starts to settle its way on in. Good beneficial rain. We're generally speaking looking at about a half an inch to maybe upwards of 1.25 inches to an 1.5 inches of rainfall. So much needed rain with the ongoing drought around East Tennessee. All right, forecast temperatures as we head through the day on Tuesday. We'll see decreasing rain chances throughout the afternoon. Temperatures will stay mild, though. We're actually going to stay right there in the mid-60s. So a nice little forecast on Tuesday. Temperatures come down on Wednesday and moderate nicely back to those seasonal averages just in time for Thanksgiving Day. For those of you that may be traveling across the region, we're going to show you the big picture weather pattern and that temperature trend even further on down the road. That's coming up in just a few minutes. Once again, let's recap those weather headlines. We've got a storm system, finally, a storm system on the way that's going to bring us much needed rain. But the bad side of the storm system is it's going to bring a lot of wind, especially across the mountains of East Tennessee. So high wind warning and wind advisories are in place. A few stray showers throughout the day today, but most of the rain comes through overnight tonight and for the first part of our Tuesday. Anybody traveling around the region, strong low pressure system moving its way out of the mid-south, and that's going to pump in the rain. So if you're traveling westbound on 40, the wind picks up. That's going to make for some tough travel. Plus, we've got the showers and the thunderstorms that are going to ramp up as well. Showers will continue to work their way through East Tennessee as we head through the day tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, the rain comes to an end and the cooler air is set to arrive, but the rain will be working off to our east. I talked about the wind. The wind's going to be on the increase. Strongest winds will be moving in from the west as we head into the evening hours and then overnight tonight for us here locally. Very strong winds across much of the higher elevations, the mountains of East Tennessee, North Carolina. Forecast rainfall beneficial. Soggy and soaking rain is on the way thanks to this strong cold front that's going to set up shop and work its way through. And looking ahead, well, we may see a little bit more rain, but mainly over into North Carolina as we wrap up the week. 7-day temperature trend above average today and tomorrow, below average on Wednesday, moderating back to those seasonal averages for much of the week and into the upcoming busy first shopping weekend of the holiday season. All right, we sure hope you have a great day, everybody. Be safe, be kind to each other. I'll be right back in just a few minutes. So we do have that high wind warning for the Smoky Mountains of East Tennessee and North Carolina, where we're talking about some very strong winds gusting to about 70 miles per hour or so. So that's going to elevate the fire danger. We do have the strong winds that will be ramping up throughout the day across the Western Valley and all over the region. But these are locations that the National Weather Service it has issued the wind advisories and high wind warnings. Forecast high temperatures today will top out in the mid to upper 60s. We may see a stray morning shower, not expected much, a little lobe of energy out ahead of the main storm system that is expected to arrive overnight tonight. That's when the heaviest rain will settle on in. So today is going to be a fantastic day as the wind will begin to increase, and most of the day will be on the dry side. But then overnight tonight, here comes the rain, and that's going to spill in the showers, maybe a few thunderstorms, but the locally heavy rain and the very windy conditions. Really after about midnight tonight is when some of the strongest winds will set up shop. We'll start Tuesday morning off on the soggy side. Rain showers exit as we get past the lunch hour, but we'll be working its way on out of here from west to east throughout the day on Tuesday. Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, if you happen to have travel plans, I would hold off until after lunchtime on Tuesday, as we'll start to see improving conditions here locally and for much of the region as well. So we'll continue to highlight that in a lot more detail around much of the region. Wind is going to be increasing. That's the story. Look at the winds cranking across the highest peaks of the Smokies. When you look at the legend at the top there, you got 40, 50. The brown shaded area is 50, 60 plus miles per hour. So again, very strong winds expected across the highest peaks of the Smokies. Rain chances, yep, everybody gets soaked on into our Tuesday. The rain chances fade away as we wrap up the week and head into the upcoming weekend. But either way you look at it, some much needed and very beneficial rain will move through over the next 24 hours. Have a great day.
Thanksgiving. Turkey and dressing, mashed potatoes and gravy, and the best deals of the year. Hey folks, it's Jake from Rusty Wallace Kia in Knoxville. All month long, we're offering deals to be thankful for. You'll get $7,000 over KBB value for your trade and get no payments until February 2024. Plus, all new Kias come with Rusty's exclusive 200,000-mile warranty. Get to Rusty Wallace Kia of Knoxville, I-75 and Callahan Drive.
You're watching East Tennessee weather. Weather when you want it.
Good Monday morning, everyone. Got a strong cold front on the way, and that's going to produce quite a bit of wind. It's going to bring us some much-needed rain, increase our fire danger throughout the day today, with a high wind warning and a wind advisory in effect, and then cooling off as we head into Thanksgiving Day, but not too terribly cold, so we're doing pretty good. Hey, by the way, if you haven't checked it out, check out your daily forecast. It's posted always online at easttnweather.com or on the East Tennessee Weather app. Just click on the daily forecast link, and you get everything you need to know right there at the palm of your hands. 7 o'clock this morning, we start off with temps in the 40s, but we'll climb into the low 60s by noon. A high wind warning goes into effect for the mountains of East Tennessee with a wind advisory across the plateau and the western valleys. Strong winds in the mountains up to 70-mile-per-hour gusts and up to 45-mile-per-hour gusts across the lower elevations. The winds will really start kicking in later on this evening with the cold front approaching the area and more so overnight tonight. So if you have any yard decorations, good idea to maybe anchor those down here throughout the day today. Can't rule out a stray shower for the first part of our day today, but that's the exception, not the rule. We're not looking at a lot of rainfall throughout the day today, and this evening should be on the dry side, so that's good news to pass along. So no major player when it comes to rain today, but temperatures will be nice, warm, and breezy, or rather gusty at times, especially through the evening hours as we do make it into the mid to upper 60s. Speaking of the evening, by the evening rush hour, we're right around 66. By dinner time, we're at 60, and bedtime, we're down to about 58 degrees. We're going to continue this futurecast, talk about your 3-day forecast leading us into Thanksgiving Day. That's coming up in just about 5.5 minutes.